Welcome to this lockdown lunch. Today we're doing a baked hake with a Mediterranean crust served with a tomato salad. So running through the ingredients that we've got here. This is for two portions that we're doing today. We've got 2 hake fillets. You could use any other kind of meaty white fish, so you could use cod or haddock, or if you've got sea bass, that would be good too. For the crust that's going to go on top, we're going to use some sun-dried tomatoes and some black olives, so they're straight from the tins. We've got some pine nuts and some oregano. And then for the salad we've got some tomatoes, so here we've got some cherry tomatoes and some plum tomatoes as well. And we've got about half of a small red onion. And then at the back here we've just got some olive oil and some balsamic vinegar. The other equipment that you'll need for this bake is a pestle and mortar for making the crust, or you could just chop it with a knife or use a mini chopping mixer if you've got one. And as well, I've got a bit of foil that we'll make a little tray from, so that the fish doesn't stick to our tray in the oven. So let's get on with it, and let's start with creating the crust to go on the fish so that that can get into the oven. We'll start with the olives, and we'll use let's say 3 olives per person. So let's aim for 6 going in here. So that's 4. That's 6. And with the sun-dried tomatoes as well, whoops, we use 3 sun-dried tomatoes per person. That's 3. We're doing 2 portions, so we'll get another 3. And it's okay if some of this oil comes into the pestle and mortar as well. It's all really good flavour that's going on there. So that's 6 sun-dried tomatoes. Pop the lid back on those. We use around about a teaspoon of oregano. So that can go in. And we'll use around about 2 teaspoons, so a teaspoon each for each portion. So a small handful of pine nuts as well. And what we can do is we can just pound this down until we get a nice paste which we can put on top of the fish. And this is where you're in control of what it looks like, so you could have it really fine or you could have it chunky. And as I said before, you could use a knife to run through it rather than pound it up. Or if you've got a mini blender, then you could certainly do it in a blender as well. So I'm happy with that. So to give you a look at what we've got. So you can see, we can still see there are some bits of olive. We can still see that there's bits of nut. It's not into a really fine paste. It's still quite chunky, quite rustic. So just scrape the bits off here. I don't want to waste any of that. And if we bring our fish across, what we can do is we can take our paste and just spoon it across the top of each of the bits of fish. If you've not got pine nuts, then you could use cashew nuts would be a good alternative if you've got them. Or you could try it with other nuts like walnuts, or hazelnuts would be good as well. Just take that last bit, put that in there. So we've got all of that paste on the fish. And what we can do is we can get our bit of foil. And what I'll do is I'll just create a little tray by just folding the edges up so that they stand upright. And like I said, what this does is it means that we can put it into the oven onto a tray, and it means that we won't get the fish sticking to the tray. Saves us on that bit of washing up, nightmare cleaning the tray when fish sticks to it. So that can go there like that. Then we can take our bits of fish and we can put those straight onto our foil. Now this can go into an oven at 180 Celsius, so that's for a fan oven, so around about 200 for a convection oven. And it'll be in the oven for around about 8 or 10 minutes, or until the fish is cooked all the way through. It starts to, the flesh starts to flake, and if you slide a knife into it, then the tip of the knife will be hot when you pull it out. I've washed my hands, I've cleaned down. So for the tomato salad, what we'll do, we'll start off with our little bowl that we're going to prepare it in. We'll get some balsamic vinegar and we'll put this into the bowl first. Because what we're going to do, so there's about 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar going in there. What we're going to do is we're going to put the onion in first, so that will start to pickle slightly and take some of that really oniony taste away from the onion and make it really nice. So we're just cutting as finely as we can on the onion. If you need to go slowly, then go slowly. So you can see we've got a really fine slice of onion, and as we put this into the bowl, just break the pieces up. Get the rest of that in. We'll get our spoon and just give that a little stir to make sure that all of the onion comes into contact with that vinegar. If you've not got balsamic vinegar, then for sure you could use some white wine vinegar, cider vinegar, red wine vinegar. Just try and avoid using malt vinegar, because it'll taste nasty. So there's our onions in the vinegar, and then with our tomatoes, we'll start with the big tomatoes. These ones, luckily, they don't have many seeds in. If you got lots of seeds, then you could take the seeds out. In fact, we will take the seeds out. These ones, these have got a few more seeds than we sometimes see. So we can just run our knife along the seeds just to take them out. And you can leave the seeds in. This is purely an aesthetic thing that's to make the salad look a bit nicer. Just put those all in that little bowl for rubbish. We'll just do this one here again. And you can see this one's not got that many seeds in. I'll just run my thumb along it to get those seeds out. And then with these tomatoes, we don't need to be regular with the slicing that we're doing on them. So it's good to have a bit of irregularity, a bit of different texture, size and shape. So we're just going to kind of hack our knife through the tomatoes, keeping our fingers nice and clear. There's some which are kind of square, some which are triangular. and all of those can go into our bowl with the onions. And then finally our little cherry tomatoes. So with these, some of them have got the stalk on them still. We'll just take those stalks off. And here I've got cherry tomatoes that are all different colours. Got some orange ones, yellow, some which are a little bit green, some which are bright red. If you can get hold of them like this, then it's absolutely fantastic because it gives that different colour to the dish and makes it all a bit different. With these we're going to do some of them kind of sliced up, some of them we'll just simply cut in half and in half again, and some we can just hack through them like we did with the other tomatoes. So it's about creating different shapes and sizes. Maybe cut this one in thin strips going lengthways. Nearly lost a bit then, get it back. This one we'll just hack through, so we've got some big chunks of yellow. Give this one a chop, and then this one just in quarters. So again, all of our tomato can go into that pot. And then what we're going to do as well is we're going to take a couple of the olives. So we put the olives into the crust of the fish, so we'll put them on the in the salad as well, just so that we've got that consistency, that flow of what's in the dish, and then from the salad you've got that expectation of what the fish is going to be as well. So we'll just put kind of 8 or 10 olives in there. Take a small sprinkle of oregano. We don't want a lot of oregano, so it's probably only half a teaspoon at the most. And again, a small sprinkling of the nuts that we've used as well. Again, around about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of the nuts. Give all of that a stir together, get it mixed together. So you've got the vinegar on the bottom with the onions, don't forget, so we want to make sure that gets all the way through it and it's all incorporated. And what we can do is we can take some olive oil and we put about 2 teaspoons of the vinegar in. So for this we'll go kind of equal quantities. So about 2 tablespoons, sorry, not teaspoons. So we'll go about 2 tablespoons of oil. Give that all a mix around. And then that's our tomato salad ready to be served with the fish. And there we have our beautifully baked hake with that Mediterranean crust. So all that's left to do is to plate up. So I'll bring my plate across here. We'll get some of this tomato salad. We'll put this all along the plate. So there's those tomatoes, the bigger plum tomatoes, the small cherry tomatoes, the olives, the pine nuts, the onion, that balsamic vinegar and the olive oil as the dressing. Make sure you get some of all of that on there. And then with the hake, I've just got a palette knife to help with this. You can just go under here, lift the fish up, we can just place that on top of the salad. And that's our lockdown lunch for today. So we've got baked hake with a Mediterranean crust with a tomato salad. I hope you enjoyed the video and are going to try it yourself. If you do, then for sure take a photo share it with me. I'd love to see how you're getting on with it. You can find me on Instagram at revive_cooking, and if you use the hashtag #ReviveCooking on that. If you enjoyed this video, then please do give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. You'll find a playlist with all of these lockdown lunches in the playlist, so if you've not seen the other videos, then for sure go back and see the other lunches that we've got. I'll see you again next time.